We spoke with the chairman of Slovakia's Patriot Party.
As for possible assistance from Brussels, I think the approach will be 50-50. There is no answer yet, but I think their answer will be that another alternative for gas supplies is possible. For example, Turk Stream or gas from the US. But let's think, who would buy a car, for example, for 1,000 euros when he could buy it for 100 euros? Of course, it is possible to find an alternative, but how can Slovakia's economy withstand such an approach? No one considers this, but these are logical economic questions. The President and Prime Minister must work in such a way that it is economically good for their own country, not for Zelenskyj or the US. Our own national interests must be respected. Of course, the interests of the US are good, but there are also the interests of other countries. For example, the interests of Russia and China, and the interests of Slovakia. But it seems to me that Europe is now dominated by Zelenskyj's interests. For 60 years, there was oil and gas here. Everything was fine, even when there were problems between the US and the Soviet Union, or between us and the Soviet Union, and still there were energy resources coming in. What is the problem now? The problem is Zelenskyj. You should not believe him. He is not doing anything good for Ukraine or anyone else, only for himself and maybe for the US. He has never done and will never do anything good for Ukraine.